gentlemen, and welcome to the 541st episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I'm the clown prince of podcast, Trasnell, and I'm joined by...
I am the Capt, Kirklin Patzer.
And then I'm Hercaster, Dilmas.
I'm that smile, Taylor Field.
At first I thought it said that smell. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That too.
That smell, Taylor
Not good.
Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are here for usual. It's become an annual thing after Super Bowl. Some trailers actually did get pulled. It's so funny. Like even it would have been a hype one here, but like Little Mermaid, like they actually announced that, and then the actress like announced on Instagram that it wasn't happening and stuff. It was very weird. And we didn't get the Marvels either and stuff. And we did get Ant-Man, Indy, and something else, but we're not talking about the TV spots because Ant-Man a few days away. The Indy one's pretty much just the trailer brought down. There's a few new scenes and whatnot. We're talking about the thick trailers, and we got a couple thick ones for sure. And hopefully this is going to end better than the Super Bowl. Congrats to Chief. Congrats to Brent from Marvel Alliance. I'm sure he's very happy. Go to bed knowing your team, got a big asterisk by that win, but it's a win nonetheless, right? So I said for Kirklin. Kirklin's like, whoa, asterisks. What do you mean asterisks?
It's just you and your asterisks. I feel like every time we talk sports, like, yeah, they won, but there's an asterisk next to
There
it.
is. It's definitely not asterisks, but Taylor Field, we have big week that's just happened. SideQuest covered direct. We just put out maybe a very sad and sorrow you season 4 review. If you did not enjoy that season, go you can go check out that. If you did, there's still some fun along the way. We reviewed Last of Us. We got this. Where can they find us all?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerse is our Twitter. GeekVerse is our Facebook.
Can't even drink. I gotta just take like a shot glass with this man. This man's the Flash over here. Everything you need to know down below. Links, audio, video. Most importantly, the Patreon. Get episodes ad-free, early exclusive. Get over 20 hours of stuff like that right now that we've just filmed or recorded this year. Next Sunday will be after 9. It's a Sunday morning one. I have to talk to these guys when this episode ends to lock down a time because I've not done that. But it will be Sunday morning. It's the morning one. And then, there's me and Dylan will be doing side quests this week. We'll tell them some Wolverine and some Midnight Suns. That'll be fun. There'll be a Weekly Geek. And, man, we're Ant-Man. I hasn't really even set in that Ant-Man's less than a week away. I feel like just because there's so much going on, but there will be an Ant-Man review. Tara and I will be reviewing Pooh, Blood, and Honey at some point, so that's going to be a good time. Kirkland's laughing at us.
What'd you call
Pooh,
him?
Blood, and Honey.
It's my
Sound
new
like you said
Tear.
Taryn. I'm like,
My
what's
boy
Tear.
Tear.
Yeah,
new
that
Geek Verse
smell,
number?
Taryn.
It's his movie buddy.
It's my planet name, or Terra
Yeah.
is my planet name.
Yeah, I already said that. Everything you know. Big thank you to all the patrons. Big thank you to Patreon producers, Aaron Brain, Abram Darkness, and Joshua, right? And I guess I can also announce right now that the Golden Geeks polls have gone up. And, it's about to be 24 hours. So let's do this live on air. I can tell you guys who won the tiebreaker for the best actor. So right now, in Golden Geeks, the best actresses that we locked in was Mia Goth, Michelle Yeoh, Keke Palmer, and Florence Pugh for their respective roles.
Good list.
Right now, who's going on for a 55 versus 45%, Amber Midthunder gets the final lock-in with just one vote over Janelle Monáe. Rosa Zhang Cheng for Mei did not get any votes, so that was sad for me to see every day looking at the update. But yeah, by one vote, Amber got in there. So there you go, or a couple votes, whatever, by 5%, and that's pretty impressive. So
Congratulations, Amber.
She's in there. But yeah, for the rest of the polls and whatnot, the voting has started. That'll be going on till about March. Literally, you got a month now because our Oscars is before. Ours is like a couple days before. So month every week, the categories will be going up there. Gonna be tons of fun. So here we are. We're going to be talking about The Flash. We're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Trailer 2. We got a Fast 10 trailer. We got Air. So those are the 4 ones we're covering. And you know what? It's gone a long circle because, God, we had DC Fandom however long ago, like a year and a half ago or something like that. And I remember, maybe I'm talking first here, but I remember we got that Flash teaser, and I was so disappointed of it. Man, you got this massive movie coming and everything like that. Thank you very much, Kirkland. You got this massive movie and everything coming out like that. And the best thing that I came from walking away from that day was this image that Taylor Field made, which is kind of funny because it's very similar to the one we got today.
They were watching the stream. I swear to God, they were watching the stream.
But the good thing was we actually got an official image of Michael Keaton. We got official scenes. We got everything because The Flash dropped his trailer. Done very well. It's the only trailer trailer teasers that's actually been like trending from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Like it's done very well numbers for Warner Bros. So there's a lot of excitement around it. And all I can say is what we'll do. We'll talk about overall, and then we'll do some breakdowns because there's some stuff I want to shout out. But yeah, I'm very happy with this trailer. This to me feels like Days of Future Past or Civil War, where it's like it just feels like a big comic book crossover event. And I just kept looking at the screen, being like, this is just cool. There's just so much cool stuff happening here. And the story, I think it's going to follow like similar beats of Flashpoint. So I like that story. I like the idea of, okay, Barry wants to go in the past and save his mom and then messes with a whole bunch of shit, right? Because time travel. But I just love everything from the mini entrances they gave here. I think it's one of these great trailers that shows a lot of big moments, but it's not one of these, maybe like the Fast and Furious movie, where it's like so you've seen the entire movie and you feel like, okay, this is Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Other than maybe the beginning of Barry going back and he meets, Keaton, it feels like, okay, there's a lot that we don't know. And I guess, yeah, for me, it just feels very comic booky, and I like comic booky in the best way, where there's just like, we'll get to, but there's one in particular shot where Keaton's talking and his hands down, he makes a fist, but when he makes a fist, Supergirl's like over his fist. It's just like, that's fun shit. That's like Saturday morning cartoon stuff where it's like, this is lots of fun. So I was excited for this because of Keaton and everything like that. I've never been a big fan of Ezra's Flash even in Snyder Cut. I liked it better, but it wasn't a big improvement where like, oh, I can't wait. And obviously now, because I don't remember if you guys knew, the leaks had shown that we're gonna have, I guess he was in that first teaser, but there's gonna be lots of Barry Allen. There's gonna be 2 Barry Allens, and I go, man, I don't know if I can take 2 Barry Allens for 2.5 hours, but we got Sasha, who looks great in here, and Keaton, who looks great, and we got Michael Shannon back. So I'm very excited, but I want to throw this over to Dylan because, one, not because like the DC stuff, but I just want to throw it more over because you don't have the blindness of like, half of this for me is I like the trailer, and the other half is, man, I'm seeing the guy that was my first Batman. This is the Batman that I watched, like my grandfather that's passed and my dad. Like this is the one we saw together. This was the 90s, 80s, stuff like that. But for you, you've still never seen a Michael Keaton Batman. So for you, it's just
Correct,
like, okay,
yeah.
this is something of the past. Like, okay, Michael Keaton was Batman at some point. So one, did you think about the trailer? And 2, what do you think about just that kind of, because it's like a big, like that's been the joke too, is a lot of the posters this week have been very Batman heavy, and everyone's like, this is supposed to be a Flash movie, but it's like, well, it's the guy coming back. He hasn't played the role since 1992. It's a big deal and stuff like that. And I guarantee you, if No Way Home had announced Tobey and Andrew were in it, we would have got a very similar rollout of lots of them, right? So what are your feelings on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be too exciting, but for me, because I think like the trailer is well done. Like it's a good setup. It shows a lot of stuff, but not too much. Like even you mentioned they show Zod in here, and from what I could tell, it's like just one shot, right? So you don't really know what exactly is going to be going on with him necessarily. I mean, maybe you can if you can sleuth out some details, but like the trailer, yeah, it's well edited and seems like it's got a good mix of heartbreaking stuff mixed with some funny moments on top of it, and then just like fun cameos and whatnot. So it's well done. But yeah, my takeaway at the end of it was, I'm happy for everyone else that is seeing this stuff, and I could just imagine Travis reacting to this and just like popping off when you see a Batman character show up. And for all the DC fans who are like, oh man, seeing Zod again, like that's such a cool moment. But yeah, for like me on a personal level, like I just have no bias towards any of these characters. And I've seen Flash in the original Justice League, and I've seen Ben Affleck's Batman, but like I haven't really been given reason to love those characters. So yeah, it didn't really do much for me. But I can't lie. Like this was a which is well edited, well paced trailer. I think I'm surprised too. Like I kind of forgot that there was a teaser. I didn't even know if there was a trailer before this, to be honest. But for like kicking it off, like the marketing campaign for this thing, truly, and like they're probably not going to delay it again. I think it's a really good way to start off, especially dropping it in the Super Bowl too, so everyone will see it.
Yeah, and the teaser was 30 seconds. It was very simple. It was the 2 berries in the Batcave,
Okay.
and they like whip off the sheet, and they show the Batmobile, and you see Keaton from behind. That's it. It was very. They hadn't shot too much, but it still was a very like, okay, not much there, and everyone said like, oh, it looks cheap, and everything like that. But yeah, that's exactly what they showed there. Yeah. What about you, Kirklin?
Yeah, I agree. I thought this was like a well-made trailer for sure. It actually even got like my hype juices flowing. I think like some of the scenes from I think it was Man of Steel, like that giant like spaceship thing that
Yeah.
would just like
The world engine. It's
the
supposed to,
world
like,
engine. There you
flip
go.
the world and make it like Kryptonian or some shit like that.
Great
yeah.
doomsday device name.
Yeah.
The world engine. So yeah, I thought it was enough to definitely get me excited for this movie coming out. I liked seeing Affleck in there. I like seeing obviously like the Keaton sequence when he just not only does he like appear and like we actually get basically the same image. I won't pull it up again.
Just
but
flipped. Yeah.
but yeah, it's the same image, essentially flipped. And then like you also just get Keaton like popping off on like a couple guys in this trailer. I thought that was really exciting to see. Supergirl looks so badass. I can't wait to see her in there.
That suit looks great with the. I love the red that goes
looks
down
so
the arm.
good.
I really like that aesthetic.
Yeah. Because there was a scene in the trailer as well where it looked like a super individual. Initially, I thought it was a super dude, like a Superman, and I was like, "Is that actually who it is?" And then later on, we get Supergirl. So I'm thinking that is the initial scene. I only watched the trailer once, so I haven't like went back and evaluated it. But at first, I was like, "Holy crap, are we getting Cavill in here as well?" That doesn't make sense. But yeah, all in all, I thought this was a really, really fun trailer. Definitely had that like Days of Future Past vibe to it, and I love it. I love movies like that, Back to the Future vibes. So I think this is actually going to be a fun time. And yeah, it's one that I didn't think I was going to care for like at all, just because all the drama around it being delayed and also just me not being like fully invested with this universe and these characters. But yeah, after this trailer, I can safely say I'm pretty excited for it.
What about you, Mr. Field? Before we pull it up and look at some fun things.
Holy shit! I was in it to win it. I
was in it to win it.
This has just been such a long time, just grinding away. And after Black Adam, I did not have like a lot of excitement for everything going on in the DC EU. So it was just kind of like simmering. I knew like going into The Flash and getting Michael Keaton back and all that kind of stuff, it would be exciting for me because Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, those are two of my favorite Batmen. Like fantastic. I love them. So to finally visually see Michael Keaton, that Batman '89 theme popping off.
I knew that was
shit.
I knew it was gonna be your favorite part of the trailer, the Redux, when it's like all like epic and dark and stuff like that.
Oh
That's not
yeah,
dark,
it
but
was so good. And then just I felt like this is such a cool equivalent to No Way Home. Because we're getting Ben Affleck's Batman, we're getting Michael Keaton's Batman, and then obviously there's rumors, that we'll talk on a newscast or something in the future. But I haven't been
we'll
following
talk
that.
at the end. We'll talk. I'll update you at the end of the trailer because Gunn disputed most of it.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah,
good to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But yeah, I just think getting to see all of these familiar faces, whether it's Zod, like I feel like if you are ending off this universe, so to speak, for the most part, and moving into creating a brand new one, I think this is going to be a fantastic film to kind of conclude everything because it's pulling things from the very start of this universe, and I think that's a fantastic thing to kind of come full circle and bring into this kind of conclusion a little bit. Sure, we'll have spin-off projects and whatnot afterwards, but that's totally fine. I think that if they nail this as like a conclusive film to I'm not going to say the Snyderverse, but this verse of DCEU that has been constructed with everyone's assistance and creativity, that I think we're really into something here. So
Big Wumbo said he's looking for the bat suit, the nipples. Well, there's a part where we'll pause where there is a bat suit that supposedly has the nipples. So it's don't worry, it's in there and stuff like that. Yeah, it's funny when you talk about the closing. I'm very interested to see what happens if this movie does very well. And like we talked about with the Supergirl movie, it's just like I already feel like from the trailer it looks great. We gotta see her performance, but just like if this hits big again, how do you just kind of leave her behind and stuff like that? Same thing with Keaton and everything, and we'll see. It's a lot. Summer's a packed month and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, we'll take our first ad break and then we're gonna pull up some specific screenshots. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Kirklin, you want to pull it up? This is hit play and I'll say someone will say pause or I'll say pause because there's something I'm still very torn on. So pause right here. Yeah, I'm still. There's some shots in this trailer where it looks great. Here it does not because they have him having like a a raptor neck. Like that's not Ezra's body. That is CG. Yeah. Bruce, like that is not Ezra's body. That is like
It did look weird till you made me pause it. Now we're just
well,
staring
look at it. Look at the dimensions of his shoulder. Like it looks like me when I'm trying to Photoshop like a thumbnail. I'm like, oh, I took too much off the body. Like there's just something right here. I don't know how I still feel about like it being lit up all the time. I don't know.
Like it kind of like fades a little bit.
It is specifically nighttime here too, right?
Yeah.
Like that might not be as noticeable in most of the movie if it takes place during the day.
Yeah, using that effect. The head looks still.
It's kind of pulsating.
Hansi got the perfect one. The head just looks like it's stickered on the suit. That's what it looks like. It looks like when you got those big books and you would just like throw the sticker on, like, look, I made Ezra's Flash. But yeah, so here I don't like it, but I'll get you to pause there. There's a point later on where it looks great. It looks fantastic. So to me, the jury's still all on this suit. I like it, I guess, better than the Zack Snyder one, but not by leaps and bounds. I'll say that. So
I like it here because of the lighting. I think if it was brighter, I might have a bigger issue with it because then it'll just look more plastic. Where here, it's just I don't know, like the way that the lines are glowing and it's kind of pulsating too in this scene.
Yeah, it's weird that there's like texture on some of it, and then other parts are smooth. And then like the helmet,
it's so weird. The helmet
has a
versus the body.
different texture than the suit, the bodysuit. Yeah, it is very inconsistent.
Like it looks like the suit, you know, on the back of your toothbrush when it has like those rubbers that are meant to like clean like your tongue.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what that looks like. And then the helmet looks like it's the smooth part, like the handle. So he's a giant toothbrush, is what he is. He's a Flash
toothbrush.
toothbrush.
So what's the origin with this suit? Is this a gift from Bruce Wayne, or like he upgraded after defeating and reversing time?
I don't know which. I would assume. I think it's gonna be Affleck. I think they're gonna, because we'll talk about it. Affleck also has a new suit in this movie, so I feel like maybe Batfleck is just like dishing out new suits for the jail. Like, here, Barry, have this. So I imagine because he has this suit a lot in the movie, I think he gets it pretty early on. It's probably from Affleck or early on Keaton, but I'm gonna put my money on Affleck gives it to him and stuff. So, and maybe this was made for specifically time travel, right? Which, you know,
right.
I don't know.
So
Why.
it's a specific suit for that.
Yeah. Always. It's a good variant. Got a nice overshot of the Wayne Mansion that goes to Ezra's house. That was in the fandom teaser, this like Batman with blood. So you can go back. Oh, right. Taylor doesn't have control.
Yeah, I don't.
You did. I'm like, Taylor, go back if you want to point something out.
Well, that brief moment on the bike, immediately I was like,
yeah.
Christian Bale. I'm like, oh no, the ears. We're going to the Dark Knight Rises.
But yeah, so that's Batfleck. We'll get into it more after. But I love the boots. I love the boots and everything like that. But yeah, Affleck has a new suit. We'll get into that. He's rocking for the first time ever on screen the blue and gray, barring Adam West. And yeah, this is the reason he goes back, because if people don't know, you can pause right there, Kirklin, because yeah, he loses mom in Flashpoint. That's the idea, that he's going to go back in time and save her. And that's a bit more time travel, but I think what's going to happen here is, because that's what Keaton's saying, like, why would you go back anywhere? He goes back to save his mom, but then he realized, oh, he didn't go back in time. He's gone to like a whole nother like universe and stuff like that. So, you know, classic hero inner struggle of you can save your mom, but should you, you know?
Is that a different Father Allen dad actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got recast,
Sad.
unfortunately. He was busy filming a show. It sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
That changed in the timeline, too. He didn't make it. And I really liked the score that was happening right here. It had, like, very cool, like, synth, like, I don't know, like, creepy synth stuff going on. And I like, okay, pause right there. I like the suit there, even though sometimes the light makes him look like a rubber condom, or makes him look like a rubber condom. Like, I like Ezra's outline in it. I like the body. There's something about there. I like it. So that's why, again, after the movie, I'm not sure if I'm going to be back and forth on it. But right there when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I really like the suit there. So yeah,
I think like the face mask thing is still a little weird for me, because it's just like a very different texture and color on like the mask part.
I do like when he runs, though, that he has those shades still that go down. I really like that, because that would make sense if you are, you know, a speedster. You don't want any stuff in your eyes, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Get some bugs.
Yeah. Ugh. Not good. That's what takes him down. Let's see. Don't know. Someone's hand's colored there, so you get lots of blue lightning going on, which we'll talk about. There's different lightning in this film. And then the big reveal for, if people didn't know, 2 berries, obviously, because that's what I imagine, that Ezra travels back in time, and he thinks that, oh, it's just going to be me and my mom and the family. But no, clearly this is a timeline where nothing wrong has happened, and we're going to have 2. And, I hope it goes well. I hope it's I hope it's done. I
Not
don't
too
know.
much.
Well, it has to be done too much if Ezra's in the whole
Yeah.
movie. Like both berries, like it's
Well, I hope each berry has like their own specific personality, because like if you're in different
Yeah.
universes, even if you're the same individual, like you would be a little bit different. So I hope it's consistent in that regard. But yeah,
yeah. I like the headphones.
I like his like jacket. He's got like interesting texture on this
Mhm.
sweater thing.
Yeah, and then you can continue. I just liked here that it felt like some serious tones here. Like the one the one Ezra says like oh
Stole
like
my
how-
face.
Yeah, you stole my face. But then our Ezra is like I call them Barry. I don't know why I keep calling them Ezra Barry. But I like that. I like that our Barry seems a bit more serious about it. You know, because obviously
Yeah.
they traveled back in time.
A lot
and-
more on the line than the other berry.
Yeah.
And so one of these berries is supposed to be Bad Berry. Is that correct? Reverse Flash? Is that
No,
what
I
I'm-
think that could be another berry. I think there could be 3 berries.
A
running
third
around.
berry.
I think there
Oh,
could be a
shit.
third berry.
It was
running
me,
around.
Barry. Fuck,
Yeah.
That was out of my brain until this moment. Now I'm cursed again.
The Wayne Manor looking very haunted. Not looking good.
That is. Oh yeah, that's 2 berries.
2 berries, yeah. Original
I
title.
like
of the
this
movie.
ring.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
so yeah,
badass.
go back a little bit. So that is straight out of the comics. That's where Flash keeps his costume eventually. So that comes down, and the costume just materializes over his body, and that's
nanotech.
now pretty much now wearing that in public. Pretty big, noticeable ring. Usually it's supposed to be a tad smaller, so you could just if I saw Kirklin walk up with this ring, I'd be like, hey.
I was always a
What's-
ring guy.
Yeah, what's this ring? But I really like that effect of it opening, and
It looks really good.
it's a comic booky thing to like your costumes in your ring, but hey, why not? We're time traveling now.
Very Green Lantern.
Yeah. All right, Kirkland, go ahead. Unless you have more ring commentary. First look at Affleck there. I don't know how much he'll be in there, but and then like we were talking about,
Zod.
this is the very beginning of Man of Steel, so we're going back to those messages and stuff, and that's what I wonder that when Barry travels back in time, when he gets there, it is their doomsday event, like whatever their time, not time machine, what world engine, so.
Is this how they broke it to Henry Cavill that he's out, not coming back as Superman? She's like, yeah, we're going back to a world where there's no metahumans, no need for you, Henry Cavill, to come back. So
No, they just texted him, said you're out, Henry. And that was it. That poor guy. Look at that guy to the right there. He was
Yeah,
going.
he's
He was
done
just.
for.
Yeah. He was just getting sucked up. Got Michael Shannon back, which is great. And, he'll give a great performance. Always does. And then this is ripped right out of the Flashpoint. You can go back a little bit. The Flashpoint comic book where they go back and there is no Superman. And Barry's kind of like, why is there no Superman and stuff like that? The government found Superman and they just lock him away from the sun so he can't get powered up. So I imagine that's what they've done to Kara here, that they lock her away from the sun so she can't have any superpowers, no solar power, stuff like that. So that's why she's like skinny and very like bone-like structure and very weak and stuff. So I imagine when she hits that sun, that's going to be some nice
Good jolt.
yeah.
Good vitamin C hit.
Vitamin C, that's what I was looking for. Just,
like
just
an
all
instant
vitamin C at once.
orgasm.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
it's a PG-13 movie, Taylor. I don't think we're gonna get that. So
Oh damn! So this sequence of her being just kind of like detained and tortured, and just kind of detached from that, hope, symbol of hope kind of figure. It makes me kind of feel like this is somewhat of what like James Gunn wanted to do with was it Supergirl in their new universe they were setting up with? 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
man, or Woman of Tomorrow. That's what.
yeah, because they made it sound like that was kind of like a character detached from like your staple hope Superman kind of character. And with this, like I just feel like she's gonna turn into that. She's not going the Black Adam anti-hero route, but she definitely is tribulations.
Well, and
So-
that's the problem why people worry that it might not be her, because even the origin's already different, right? If this is the origin where she's already on Earth, locked away, the government's working on her. The Woman of Tomorrow story is Kara's on Krypton and all like it's all going to crap and everything, right? So that's where I still think if it's good enough, you could literally just say, "Hey, this movie's literally about the multiverse." You can say, "Well, this is her in a different universe," and learn that story. But they may worry that confuse the audience. I don't know. But again, if the movie does really well and people really like her, they might go, "F it, let's just bring her back." So, but you technically, I don't think could use this exact one for that story. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene. Let's go.
Battle of Los Angeles.
Actions. Yeah.
Battle of Los Angeles. Yeah, that's a good call. And then there's a classic
There's the
image.
shot.
There's the old shot. And then we get the And I like how it's done because he's the first one to say this on the big screen. I feel like it is like a fun wink of the nod. Like he's literally, you can
He's
go
so
back
acrobatic in his
go
old
back
age.
up and pause. Go all the way to the dive.
Finish the
there.
trailer.
Yeah. I like it's like he's kind of looking directly at us, the viewers, saying that, and it's in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way, but it's not breaking the fourth wall, but it is. I like it because I've seen some people debate like, I don't know if it's kind of a little cringy, but I like it in a way of, and I feel like there's some lead up of maybe this entire time he's telling the two Barrys that he's not actually Batman and they got it wrong, but Barry knows, right? Because from his universe, Bruce Wayne is Batman. So I feel like maybe it's kind of it works as a joke too. Like, yeah, okay, you're right. Like I am Batman, and I'm excited to see. And we'll get into it. They've made some additions to the costume. I'm not the biggest fan of the newer costume. I think they did this because Keaton is older and they worried he was going to look small, but they've made him very shoulder patty. There's big shoulder pads going on there, and I don't know how it doesn't look the greatest so far, but it's fucking Keaton, and he looks great.
Yeah.
Other than a few wrinkles on his chin, he looks like Batman, you know? So
Looks handsome. Looks like Clooney. So you got this image, and then you got our
yeah. It's pretty close, honestly.
pretty
Elizabeth
image.
Taylor image.
Like it's very close. Like the shade, the stubble. It has like the side smile. Like it's Taylor almost got. The only problem Taylor didn't do is he didn't have the makeup around the eyes. That's the only thing he missed out on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. So
room
yeah.
to improve.
and then you can hit play. We won't hear, but this is the part where Taylor's talking about. We get like his theme redux and everything like
I'm
that.
hearing
And
it.
this. To me, this is great. Like this shot, we're just like he's just fucking murking these dudes. And what I love, because this is a Batman who he has 40 plus years of experience. He's been doing this. We don't even know since the 80s. He could have close to 50 years experience as Batman. So he should, don't go past this shot. He should be like Gandalf the White, but like Batman the White, because like he's the ultimate, and maybe that's why. Well, I don't know, Dylan, if you'll ever see this movie, but you might not have like, because I feel like they're gonna make him that almost like perfect, like I said, King Batman, because he's been doing it for 50 years. So the fact that he can just swoop down, he's still 70, but he's taking out these dudes, like he knows all the tricks and stuff like that. But I liked that action scene because everyone's like, what they're gonna do with a 70-year-old? It's like, man, we live in a world with CGI and stunt doubles. It's gonna be okay.
Look at Indiana Jones. Like, they can do anything.
Yep.
So why are you so convinced that they are making it like an actual time jump of whenever the last Batman movie was to now? Like, wouldn't there be a potential idea to just like make this appearance of him be like 3 or 4 years after whatever he's doing in his last movie?
I think it's, if you go back to that Batcave scene too, that even looks like the Batmobile's been coated over. Like, it just seems like he's an aged Batman.
Well, just because in the last,
I don't know if throwing a sheet cover over a car signals that it's
That means
been
you're
40
done.
years.
No.
driving it anymore.
I guess it's because like
keeping the bat droppings off the car, I think, is what he's doing with that move.
I think the bat dropping. I think it has to. I think just because he's aged so much, it has to be quite a few many years and stuff. Because in 1992, like he has a full set of hair, he has black hair. Like there's one image in the Super Bowl teaser that was shortened that I'm hoping is not him. And I'll pull up one image. It's
But
where
if all
there's-
you ever see is like the bottom half of his face, then they can hide that pretty easily.
I think they'll take the cowl off. I think because I think for a while he's just going to be Bruce, and because there's a shot in the Super Bowl teaser that's not here where I'll pull up the one where it's very cool. There's a bookcase, something happens, it opens up, and it has this plethora of bat suits, right? But the guy standing at the bookcase is an older looking guy, and he has gray hair, and it's like down to his back. And I've said like I really hope that's not Keaton, and I think it is, and I think they've given him this like long flock of hair, and
That's gonna be like a Tomb Raider wig moment.
that's
all over
exactly what I thought. So my hope is that it's maybe an Ezra, like a Barry, but I think they're gonna emphasize the oldness, and I think there is gonna be a idea, because there's been some marketing about there's been like mini posters come out, and they refer to Batman as a retired vigilante. So I think he's retired, and they're gonna coax him out like, hey, like we need your help. We know you can't do this, and I don't know if they'll do this, but in the animated show, what happened was eventually Batman stopped because he like started to have heart problems, and like literally he was crime fighting one night and he just couldn't do it anymore. And I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think Gotham's like perfect, and that's why he stopped. So I wonder if there's like health reasons or something, but I think they're gonna have him as a 40-year vet Batman, I think, at least. So
Okay.
get that. And now this is something now I know you can do it on your phones, Kirkland. You can't zoom in at all on your desktop and whatnot, right? Because I'm just like, who is she carrying up there? I don't think
Cavill.
I don't think it is Cavill, but it looks
like
like
Barry,
Cavill.
right?
Yeah, it probably could be Barry, but it was just like the black hair, and I was like, is she flying Cavill up to the sun and supering him up? But
I don't think
like
it's
the
Dwayne
bottom-
Johnson.
The bottom half too, like it looks like the bottom half of the super suit, where it's like blue legs. So
Kind of looks like a mermaid's fin to me, actually.
Aquaman.
Aquaman confirmed.
He cut his hair off. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can keep going there. But yeah, there's one more shot where I'll pause, get Kirkland to pause on the cool. So right there. Go back a little bit. He's very, very football player-ish, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. There's obviously Iris, his love interest, which we'll see. Batarang, there we go. Those have changed a little bit since the 80s, but that's all right. Yeah, very...
Yeah.
very chest out.
Very-
Like, you want some, bro?
Someone's
Yeah.
pressing an
You want
elbow
some
into
of
his
this?
Wouldn't want to
spine,
fight
for
me
sure.
neither.
like, yeah, and I like I said, I think they just did that to make him more imposing, but I think it kind of does the not the opposite, but it just is kind of like, all right, he looks a little action figure-y, but all right,
That's fair.
It's a change I can do with. I'm just mad they took away the yellow belt from him. I like the yellow belt around his waist, and he's just
Yeah.
all black now. So, but I love the yellow symbol. So,
Yeah, symbol looks great.
yeah,
It is a
Alright.
funny stance.
yeah, just. There we go. This shot. Do you want to talk about comic book
Ooh.
stuff right there? This is where I was just juicing right now, because you have these two flashes and they just end up heel to heel. They got the different lightning, and people have theorized, which is kind of cool, because people think that the one on the left is Barry, like new Barry, and the one on the right's our Barry. And it looks like the blue lightning is kind of like when you're starting out as Flash, and then the red orange lightning is when you've maybe like enhanced or like perfected your power. So I really like that idea of these two Barrys coming together. And that, like I said, this right here, they come together and they just blow up. That's like cool Ultimate Alliance, like mega combo move stuff. Like that's the stuff I want to see in comic book movies, and that's fantastic stuff right there. So
I like the suit too, like the darker version. I can't wait to see more of it. It just the ankle
not
looks
want
sweet. Why have you? And it's bad.
yeah, I've seen it. Yes, it like for a mini spoiler, you'll see it in marketing soon. But it is a they take one of Michael Keaton's bat suits and they put it on him. And they try and make a Flash
Oh, I can't
suit.
wait. That
So it
sounds awesome.
purposely looks bad, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a Michael Keaton's, and they like spray paint over it and everything. Yeah, people have like drug it through the mud, but I like the idea of it. It's kind of cute. That
I like those like starter suits. It's
Yeah.
like Spidey's when he goes to wrestling, and just those like first edition ones. They're pretty cool.
talk about the future. Barry's
Big
face
punch.
big punch, slow mo.
Look at that.
Right there. Look at that.
Whoa.
So I'm very torn on this.
Nice
'cause I-
freeze frame, Kirkland. That was
Yeah.
Yeah, first try,
sniper.
guys.
Perfect job. Smarter of them, I think, to show off the multiple Batmans. You got Ben Affleck, Keaton. Good. I hit that up there. I'm very torn on this because I very much wanted the blue and gray. We haven't really got the live action. Hope we get the DCU. I love the aesthetic. I don't know what's going on with his chest and legs. He looks like a Bionicle, and I'm sorry, Taylor. I think it looks
Fuck,
like,
I'm down.
I think he looks like shit here, but I love the color. Like, this is the Batman that I've wanted, the blue, gray, and the yellow belt. Like, I love the aesthetic. I love that Affleck's getting this. I think that's kind of fun, and maybe that's something like since Justice League have changed, but I guess this is some sort of like type of armor he has. I don't know. It looks very...
This is the kind of costume you unlock in a video game. You put it on and immediately put something else on, and then never
Yes.
use it again
Yeah.
and sell it at the next shop. Like, it's not good.
100%, yeah. But Taylor, you like this one?
I'm always down for some Lego Technic attachments and sets. So I mean, this is fantastic. I definitely don't have any problem with the padding on there that he's got. Like, I need to see like a full frontal shot because
Yeah.
this is like him like moving, and it's clearly all been CGI because Ben Affleck's not in this actual pose. So
You mean he's not skidding on the road?
yeah.
I zoomed in earlier to like look at his armor, and Emily was over my shoulder, and she's like, "Why are you zooming in on his bulge?" I'm like, "I'm not doing that. Like, I'm trying to look at everything else, but like, he does have a very prominent bulge in these photos of that.
Great
He always
attention to
has,
detail.
but yeah." Were you gonna say something, Taylor? I heard a breath.
I was just gonna say, like, I can't really tell like how his waist is positioned. Like, it's just a CGI blur.
It's detached. She detaches to win the fight. That's what that
Yeah,
would
you're right.
do.
His belt is like pretty high. Like, that's over his belly button or something.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high belt.
It's riding up.
Yeah, where is his? Because wait,
I feel like his groin is facing us, but like his knee leg, I feel like his left
Yeah,
leg. So it should be his butt facing
the
us.
leg closest to the GV logo. What's going on with that leg? Like it looks like he has a
Yeah.
very thick ass, which is good for Affleck. But look at that thigh right there. It's just like
Yeah,
lot
pretty
goes
juicy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
strange.
lots has changed since Justice League. But I'm happy I got the blue and gray. I'm good for that. So
Yeah, I like the blue.
Hmm.
I'll just go back to that Superwoman shot too.
Mhm.
Just looking mad.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
realize
thank
it
you.
was her as well that punched Zod there.
who do you think it was?
That's good stuff.
It's okay. You try. We saw it enough. And then this is what I was talking about. It's great. And he just says like, "Try not to die." Folds his fist. Supergirl's right there. This is cool. And I like the entrance. I love that Keaton's in this trailer, but she's also getting a big showcase too. And even Barry, I feel like Barry gets a lot in here. It should be. It's Barry's movie, but I like that Keaton kind of gets that middle portion of okay, Keaton's coming back, and in the end is all about Kara. And I like this aspect of like, oh, don't you want to show it for our kids? And that suit right there, yeah, the arm trim. So,
Looks
but no,
nice.
I like the entrance. I feel like it gives a good job for people that don't know who this character is to get somewhat excited. And it's doing that whole it's not Superman, it's Supergirl switch up sort of deal. So
This
Yeah.
camera angle, they're filming. It's like a fully diagonal video. Kind of strange choice, I think.
it's not gonna look good later on.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nice.
Yeah, you keep going. Yep.
I'll stop
Alright.
sharing.
Was that it? Okay, then
That was
let me
it.
pull up. I want to. Unfortunately, I can't zoom with this. I am either gonna pull up or where's the overlay? There it is. But yeah, that comes out June 16th. June is a very busy month. I'm just gonna screen share it because that'll be easier. Because it's fucking StreamYards in there.
Oh, this is
it's
the
a page.
TV spot thing or whatever with the old man version.
Yeah, I'm not sharing that. I'm just sharing the
Oh,
that had a shot of all the different bat suits, and it's fun there. So, and that's what I like. It's much like Spider-Verse, where we get that fun. Okay, they've done a bunch of stuff. So there's things obviously in the middle. That's what we got going on. So I'll go from the right to the left. The right, people are theorizing that's like if you guys remember, Dylan, you saw BVS, and that's in the Snyder Cut where Batman in the future has like that nightmare suit where he has like the goggles and the trench coat over his like bat suit, and he's like hiding in the desert and everything like that. People are kind of theorizing. Don't worry about it. People are theorizing that's like Keaton's version of it. People don't really know what the second one to the right is because it's just big and
Looks
bulky.
like he's got like a rebreather on or something. Like
Yeah.
an oxygen mask.
So I'm not sure if that's when he went up against Scarecrow, stuff like that. The next two are fun because the next one, that's the one from Batman Returns. This one, the one right over Batman's shoulder to the left, is the one from Batman '89. If you zoom in, which I can't do right now, when you zoom in, it's like the symbol's charcoal and the suit's all damaged. That's the suit that he was wearing when Joker died in Batman '89, and I love that aesthetic because there's no reason for him to keep this suit. Why would he keep a damaged suit? I just love, like, of course, Batman would keep the suit that he kind of killed Joker in and stuff like that. I like that. And then, and people go to the trailer, screenshot and zoom in. This one to the second left is a blue and gray version of the Keaton one. Oh my god. I hope that for some reason our suit gets fucked up and he has to put that on because that looks like the perfect suit, and it even has the white cowl like eyelids and everything like that. And then the very left we have a suit with gun holsters, which means that Keaton's Batman went through a very, very dark time, which he does have the highest kill count for a Batman. But
Kimbo pistols.
yes.
It was a rough year.
Yeah, Batman Forever in his universe was really bad and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if there'll be more suits in the movie, but I love that it just feels lived in again, that he's been through some other adventures, and I hope we get to see some of those at some point. But yeah, those are the suits that they showed off. So
It just reminds me of like watching the Scream 6 trailer and just boom, there's all
Yeah.
the Scream suits.
they're just Batman suits. So and it's Keaton keeping them. It's not in a cult. It's just Bruce keeping his suits. But yeah, there we go. That's coming out, like I said, June 16th. We won't have to do a retro because we reviewed them all yesterday, Field.
So another thing to kind of like go into line with like Bruce being like alone and again like it's just kind of depressed is his Alfred's dead in this, which is going to be interesting.
Well, he has to be. Alfred was like 80 in his movie, so I don't
Yeah.
think he made it another. Well, in real life, Michael Goff is passed away too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your point? It was just interesting. Alfred would be dead.
Yeah, he's just alone. So
I don't know if you'll have
Alfred.
time to really be hanging out with Alfred in this movie. Might have a lot, too much else going on.
monologue.
It would just be because usually he's always like Alfred, like do this, Alfred do that. So in all those movies, so this will be
do
the
you think-
first one where we have a Batman
That
without
is
an Alfred.
true. That is exciting. That he'll be alone. There won't be any, and it looks like that mansion's very alone. So even if there was a Robin, no one's there. I don't think he's with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. It didn't look like that worked out and stuff like that. And if he's grown that hair very long, Alfred would have said, "Hey, get this shit cut."
He's
you know, like-
Alfred's son working for him.
yeah, Winfred. But yeah, no, that is a fun aspect actually. Of no Alfred, you know.
I have a quick question, just because I'm kind of ignorant on the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
the Flashpoint storyline. Is this kind of a No Way Home situation where it's different worlds merging together, and so we had like two different Spider-Man universes merging into our MCU one? Like, are Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton gonna interact in this movie, or is that like Barry was going through different universes, and so he visits them, but they don't actually interact with each other?
Yeah, I think they'll stick to the comics where they're different universes and they don't interact. I think it's a mistake. I think for even just the poster wise, they should have found some sort of story reason to get them to interact. But yeah, in Flashpoint's like a complete different universe. In this one, obviously it's not gonna happen. But like when Barry goes back in Flashpoint, what happens is instead of Bruce's parents getting shot, Bruce got shot in the alley. So Bruce Wayne's no more. He's dead, and his dad became Batman, and his mom became the Joker. In that comic, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, like the Atlanteans and the Themyscirans, are at complete war with each other. Like Wonder Woman beheaded Mara and stuff like that, and obviously Superman, he's kept up in a little capsule and stuff like that. So it's like a completely just different universe that they don't meld. It's just like that's its own thing over there, and then obviously he fixes it. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Anything else before we move on to the other trailer there? Okay, let's do it. So now we'll talk about Guardians. We got a full 2:20 trailer here, which is weird because it just feels like not that long ago we got that first one. Because when did we get that? Did we get that? We got that, I guess, in December, right? I guess because we got that after the holiday special.
Yeah, was it not a Black Panther? I guess it would have been. I can't remember.
Somewhere around that time. So it's been December, January, February. So I guess 3 months. And the movie is coming out in May. It is March, April. It's 3 months away. So it is kind of crazy. I know with Black Panther coming out and stuff like that. But yeah, I liked this trailer. I think the thing that surprises me the most is there's still humor in these trailers, of course, but I feel like they're playing it really serious goodbye send-off-ish, which it will be for some characters, but I thought, okay, this first trailer, the last one we got, will be more of the dramatic one, but we'll get into the Guardians love, and there's, of course, like I said, jokes, but it feels like this one has a bit more of a different tone. I feel like the movie still will be very comedic, but I feel like there's going to be sections where the comedy, maybe just flat right, is just not in the movie, which makes sense if we're saying goodbye to some people and stuff like that. So yeah, I like the trailer. I don't think they need to sell me on it. Like, I think my bar for what I'm expecting of Guardians has been matched with the first trailer, and it's just going to stay it that way until I see the movie. Like, that's the only thing that's going to affect is once I get the movie. I don't think I can get any more or less excited for this unless they, like, I don't know, showed that Tom Hardy's Venom dropped in and he was like a member of the Guardians or something. I'm like, wow, they
That'd be
really,
wild.
yeah, that's, I mean, like, it would take like a huge act of something to happen for me to be like, fuck, I've dropped excitement. So good trailer, some fun jokes. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good trailer too. Definitely didn't meet like the same hype that first trailer did, but that first trailer was also just the first trailer, right? And like I was so excited to see that one. I like the music choice more in that first trailer. I thought this trailer didn't do maybe did a little bit more on the comedic side, but like overall I feel like it took everything that was already done in that first trailer and just kind of either show those same scenes or like maybe show a little bit more on top of those scenes. Obviously we had like more Gamora inclusion in here, so that was good to see of her. But like I also didn't need to see her because like I know that she's going to be in the movie, so I feel like I could have just saved those scenes to seeing them on the big screen for the first time. And yeah, I think the moment between Star-Lord and Nebula was pretty funny when he's like, I never realized your eyes were so black. Oh, that's just it got me.
My
so
father
I
gave them to me.
as a form of torture. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm excited to definitely see this movie and just probably have a lot of tears, but yeah, also some good laughs. Not a lot of Drax at all in here.
Yeah, I
He
guess
got a
not,
good
hey?
couch joke, you know. And there's one shot where he's
guess
looking
so.
pretty sad, but yeah, he'll die first 5 minutes. Big
God,
big death.
Better not.
First 5 minutes, that would be crazy. Yeah. Weirdly, this trailer did pretty much nothing for me. It just didn't really show me anything that the first trailer didn't already establish. So kind of just doubling up on what Kirkland said there, that the one thing that I guess this told me about the movie was, I guess, setting my expectations of how Gamora will be used in it. I was a bit curious how little or how much she was going to be in it, but it seems like she's like a full-fledged member of the team, probably pretty early on, and then we're like building that relationship up again, and who knows how it's going to end by the end of this movie. I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on, but obviously they are joking about that in here, the romance between them. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, other than that, it was just like, okay, here's a different angle, or here's like 30 seconds later in a scene that we've already shown you. I mean, we saw Adam Warlock fly around for a little bit, but like, I don't know if I really needed to see that to get interested in the character. So yeah, unfortunately, not too much in here that has got me hyped, and so I'm still kind of like a lower hype level for this, even though I think when it's close, when it's a week or two away, I'll be, and I'm sure we'll have a third trailer by then. I'm sure I'll be pretty excited, but right now these trailers aren't really doing it for me for this movie so far.
Warlock for me is such an interesting aspect of this movie that's what I'm the most curious to see when we get in it, because these trailers, he's just like in snippets of it, and it just feels like he has no purpose. And I trust James Gunn. I don't think he's going to do that with Warlock, but it just almost feels like he could be in the wrong movie when we're saying goodbye to these characters and we're, meeting a new villain. Now, I still think there's going to be a new Guardians team, and maybe Warlock is a part of that, and that's why we're meeting this, because some people die, but the Guardians will carry on. But these trailers have been very, like, it's funny because, like, we know he's a big deal and, like, oh, very powerful character, and, people have been wanting this character for a while. But if you watch these trailers, he just looks like some side goon, like, that's going to fight the Guardians. It's a very, I'm wondering about the choice, and I also wonder, too, of, like, fuck, like, is Gunn gonna make him like obscenely over the top and funny?
He
and
is.
They're that's what you think's gonna happen. Yeah,
there's there's one scene too. It's such a quick cut where you see Groot jump down and squash a guy with a cape, and the guy's got the gold trim to it. It looks totally like Warlock.
Yeah,
so I think that's gonna be a humorous moment where maybe he's preaching off something and Groot just falls on him. I think he's totally gonna be just for comedic relief. More than the Guardians characters.
Oh boy, that'll be an interesting choice, especially Adam Warlock. Usually is more like straight-laced Dr. Manhattan, not type. Like he does not care about humanity and things like that. But and because Will Poulter, Will Poulter, the reason I thought is because he can be funny, right? Like he started as a comedic actor.
He's hilarious.
And I just wonder if like now, like he's done some more serious roles. He's all Jack sort of thing. Oh yeah, this is gonna be like Will Poulter, new Marvel hero leader. But it's like no, they really got him to be like very over the top and comedic, almost like when Carl Urban was in Thor Ragnarok, right? Of like, oh, he's the executioner. It's like, oh, that's cool. Like, our Carl Urban could be that. And then what is he? Dish and Troy. Like, I don't think it's yeah. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be that, but I wonder, and I hope it's not that, because we got that with him, and I feel like we kind of got that with Evan Peters and Ralph Boner. So I don't need the like we're hiding this really cool character to reveal. Well, it's because he's a big joke box, and we're gonna have a good time with him. So,
do you think Adam Warlock could hold a project on his own, a movie or a TV show?
TV show's tough because like I don't know what they determine as success, right? Because like even with Miss Marvel, those numbers were low, and it's like, were they happy with that or not? I could see like at least for sure a Disney special, but I don't know, not a movie, not like unless it was a movie and then a bunch of supporting MCU characters. That's how I could see it, of like, hey, Captain Marvel's in it, and Sam Jackson's in it, oh, and Peter Quill's in it, like maybe like that, because they did make the Guardians into a movie, and they would have had a less a chance than Adam Warlock than succeeding, so it is possible.
Right. With how Thor transitioned from being this more like relatively serious character to turning into more of a total comedic role now, I feel like Adam Warlock is going to start off with just that Thor comedic role right off the hop, and then that's how they're gonna bring him in.
Well, because he's literally like comes from an egg, and he's like, I just wonder if they're gonna play him like childlike too, because he's gonna be like relatively. Well, I guess I don't know when the egg hatched, but they could do that where he's like has the brain of a kid but the powers of a god, and I just
You're not telling me with all these bitches.
I'm hoping that's not it. It's just me starting to worry. But Taylor, before we look at some images, you didn't say, what did you specifically think about the trailer?
Yeah, it was definitely the most comedic one out of all of them. I feel like the other two that we saw were very much
two.
Well, because wasn't there two other trailers?
Did you get another trailer we didn't? No, this is the second.
The
I
Christmas
thought there was
movie,
2 other
that's what you're talking
trailers.
about.
Are you sure you're not getting the holiday special mixed up in your mind when you got those trailers?
Maybe it was a
Kevin Bacon.
teaser.
Because I don't think, now that I'm thinking about it more, I don't think we had a trailer with Black Panther. I don't think I've seen this on the big screen yet. So yeah, there's definitely not have been enough time for 2 trailers in that time. Maybe like a TV spot or something.
Yeah.
It must
Even
have been
it seems
kind of
early for TV spots though. If it comes out in May,
I think you just saw something, Taylor. I don't know what you saw, but something.
you're probably thinking of the holiday special. I think.
Yeah,
Travis
it might be
nailed it.
that. Yeah, Guardians just appearing everywhere. This is
Did you just Google where did I see this thing? Yeah.
yeah.
There's a new
Everywhere.
trailer today.
Yeah, you idiot. There's another one today, the second one.
That being the case, then yeah, just all of the times that the Guardians have appeared has just felt very serious and sentimental, I would say, with that classic Guardians kind of comedy thrown in there. But this trailer felt just really, really, really humorous, just like upbeat, and well, they did sprinkle in the notions of like more Rocket Raccoon's kind of backstory, I'd say too, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, again, like Adam Warlock didn't even feel like the villain in this. It felt like it was the other dude who was the villain. And I'm not even totally sure what the lore is behind these characters and the storyline here. But yeah, so overall, more comedic, just to kind of like cover up the emotional aspects of this movie is going to just be pouring out onto us. So
Just pouring. I don't like that word, but all right, we'll take our last ad break and we'll look at some images and then we'll talk about 2 other trailers and we'll be right back. And we're back. So, Kirklin, want to bring up anything? I don't know if there'll be anything specifically to talk about, but you can just hit play and we can go and stuff. Again, I'm digging. I know Kirklin, I don't think was, but I'm digging the Guardians looks, like the team outfits and stuff like that. But you're gonna get some original stuff there, Kirklin. Look, Chris Pratt in a shirt a lot. You like Chris Pratt in a shirt?
I haven't fully grown over to like it yet. We'll see.
So yeah, I was gonna say too, because like Dylan, they talked about like with lots of Gamora. How are you guys feeling? Because I still feel they are gonna maybe put them back together, even though it's like it's a different Gamora. I just think we're gonna go down that route. It's still kind of weird, but it's just this trailer was very heavy on. Well, we used to be in love, and it could happen again. And they're longingly looking, and we're getting flashbacks of their first dance. Like, I think it's happening. You know, I think it's.
There'll probably
it's
be
on.
some like memory thing where she's able to like see what like the other
God.
Gamora experienced. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so
Nebula's like, I
amazing.
have a chip
But
of your memories.
wait, I mean, Mantis can kind of do that for her, can't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're kind of right. She could show some stuff of when they used to be in love and everything like that, right? So, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, but yeah, like Dylan said too, that she's in the first. What is it? We're in 16 seconds of this, so.
First 5 minutes of the movie when Drax dies, that's when she appears.
Oh, I'm so sorry about Drax, who I didn't know. All right, continue. Lots of fun Han and Leia stuff there. That's the girl that voices Cosmo, and she was Ratcatcher in Suicide Squad. That's playing. I can't remember her name, but S-Bubs will be in the chat and give it to me. He's a big fan of her, so she has 2 roles in Guardians. So there you go. I imagine she's not speaking in that role. We get more high evolutionary stuff. I did like that later on in the movie or in this trailer. We see like he's wearing like a human like skull cap. So at times like he's looking to appear normal, and I'm happy for that actor. He didn't have to be covered in prosthetics all the time for his sake.
So yeah, that was interesting too. That I don't know if this was in the first trailer as well. That the person who was operating on Rocket was the villain guy.
I don't think they
Right.
showed. Yeah, I don't think they showed specific. I think it was implied, but I think they did. Yeah, like right
There he is.
There you go.
So
Perfect
that's
shot.
kind of setting up a good way that we could connect the stories and some more emotional backstory for Rocket and how he knows this guy already. That could be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm getting them mixed up. She's the girl from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Yeah, but no, isn't. Oh right, okay. So the girl in the elevator, that's the girl who plays Ratcatcher in Suicide Squad, and then Cosmo's the girl from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Danielle Melchior or something. Like that,
I melded them together. So yeah, you're right. Thank you for the save there, S-Bubs. Yeah, guy in the chair as always. All right. get
And
away
what's
from this
the
eye shot.
grand evolutionary's like
High,
purpose? He's just like. what?
Well, they give him this trailer, right, where he said he's trying to make the world better, but really he just didn't like the world. He's always experimenting on stuff. His plot lines are very always high sci-fi concept stuff that are very heady. That's why he's never like a big mainstream type of villain, but he's very much into engineering, obviously. Just stuff like sci-fi experience, maybe to an ilk of, you can check out Patreon, like a Mr. Sinister-esque sort of that type of stuff, where it's like, hey, I really like just messing around with people and things' bodies and seeing what could happen and stuff. So.
Who does he like represent? Is he just like
his
some
own little
space
faction
university?
of people? Yeah, his own little faction of things going on. America.
Who is behind his shoulder? Do we know?
Elizabeth Banks.
Crispin Glover.
Elizabeth
I don't
Banks.
know. Elizabeth Banks, director of Cocaine Bear specifically. I don't know who's behind his shoulder, Taylor. I guess we'll have to find out when we get to that movie. Yeah, just some.
Oh, that weapon that
Is that the
Gamora's-
guy
or
from
not-
Shang-Chi?
Not Gamora. Nebula.
Yeah, what was it? Oh God, well, you're right. What was his name? Razor Fist? Was that it?
Oh yeah,
No,
Razor
not
Fist.
Razor
yeah.
Fist.
Was it Razor Fist? Fuck Razor Fist. The fact that he still survived that movie too.
Not the
Razor
other villain.
Fist, Taser Faced. Oh God. All right, get away from Razor Fist here. Yeah, it did look like that though. It looked identical to that. There you go. We got that from like we talked about, just some extensions of stuff going on. Some, look. I love the villain suit though. I like that purple.
pretty.
It's layered and stuff like that. That's good.
Oh, there's the fly.
There's a fly. Looks identical to that Black Adam shot everyone's been making fun of, like when The Rock was very up close to there. There's a person you'll meet. Porn to Rocket. Lila. We still know who's voicing her. We don't know who's voicing like Rocket's like love interest /
interesting.
childhood friend. So everyone theorizes it's Lady Gaga, but I think Gunn shot that down. And now we've seen Nebula fight. We've seen Nebula, Groot, and Drax fight Adam Warlock. So I'm just curious of what is Warlock's position here? Like who is he actually after? I guess it's all of them, but we'll have to see. So. And they saw this shot from last trailer of Karen Peter. Not going good for Peter,
So it looks kind of like distinctively like there's going to be 3 portions to this. Like one where they're like traveling through space, the other one where they're in these prison garbs, and then the other one where they're in their main uniforms. What order do you think this is going to be? Like, do you think they're going to be in prison like this at the beginning, and that's going to be like all the comedic stuff? Or are they going to like meet Gamora in prison or something like that?
Yeah, I think this is the beginning, middle, and stuff like that, which people don't ship Nebula and Quill. It's just a joke. Just a joke. Don't worry about it. But no, I think that'll be like the middle portion. I think they're going to start in their cool, snazzy uniforms, and the end of the film they'll be in like regular, just like ragtag group sort of looks, because like they didn't have time to get into their outfits and stuff like that, So, and then maybe at the end they'll be back in a new one. So, I think you'll get a new Star-Lord mask too, Taylor. So,
Oh, I love the mask.
there you go. May 5th. It's just around the
There it
corner,
is.
really, when you think about it. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be fun. Anything else to say on Guardians 3?
Nothing at
I don't
all.
think so.
All right. Dylan, I'm going to start with you on this one because I imagine, I don't know if you did watch Fast 10 or not, the trailer, because I know you haven't watched any of them.
I'm gonna be honest, 2 times speed, but I did watch it.
I want to
It was very
It was
long.
fast already.
so-
Any thought? I won't pull you over the grills on this one, but any thoughts on Fast 10?
Not really. It just looks incredibly generic, and like I think I get it. I think I get what people
Yeah.
are into these for, but like it's absolutely not for me. And like I guess one of the selling points is that there's like throwing all these huge stars in there
so
for each
many
new
people in this movie.
entry. Right? We got Brie Larson, Momoa,
Yeah.
John Cena, and stuff. So. I'm once again kind of back to the Flash thing. For fans of that, I'm happy for you. Seems great, but yeah, I could not care less. Truly,
Yeah. Kirklin Patzer. You don't need to bring this one up if you're thinking about bringing this one
Oh,
up.
I was getting ready.
No, you don't. I don't need to break down. Taylor will shout out the one scene I want to talk about from this one, but I suppose that's such a specific score. Possible 4.5 out of 5.
that is fraudulent reviewing. If you go in with like my review is probably going to be this number.
Yeah, as Fast 10 2 parts says Shareth. I don't know if there is 2 more movies. I don't know if it is Fast 10 Part 1 and Part 2 or if it's Fast 10 and Fast 11. It's kind of annoying that we're going to end on Fast 11, but I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to do exactly what it did because they're just marketing it as Fast 10, right? They're gonna market as that, and then there's gonna be an end credit scene or something, and then when it ends, it's gonna say Fast 10 Part 1 or Chapter 1, and then we'll get Chapter 2 because it is happening. They split them into 2 movies. They just haven't really put that like in public, so I think that's why they're gonna promote the hell out of this one, and then they'll let the public know, oh, there's one more coming for you, number 11. So, yeah.
Yeah. I I had a good time watching this trailer. I I haven't seen all of the Fast movies. I think I bowed out sometime around Fast 5, so a little while ago.
So 5 movies ago.
I laugh so hard though because I'm not fully caught up in the series, but like there's still just these things that they like call back to, where they have like Dom doing like his just drag race. I feel like he does that every single movie.
Yep.
Now again, I haven't seen it every single movie, but I feel like I've seen that in every single trailer for every single movie. He's like doing a drag race.
I remember the streets. We race for respect.
Yeah, let's
Now we
race, and he does like the same line, wearing the same
We're
shirt
in
that he did in the first
Brazil.
movie. But he's like so much older now, and it just seems so weird. And
He's
like
still racing these streets.
he's got the same body mass, but it's not in like the same form. The muscles kind of forming into just some body fat or whatnot. But I had a funny time watching this because like of course they had Brie Larson, of course they have Momoa in there, and then I like forgot that John Cena is supposed to be like his brother or something.
Yep, John
right?
Cena is Vin Diesel's brother. Yeah.
So
They look
it's just
identical.
this series to me is just like a meme in and of itself now, and it's great for the fans out there. I do have a lot of fun watching the Fast movies. Clearly I haven't made it past the hump of the 5th movie, but like I rewatched the first
That was
and
the
second
best
one.
one too. I can't believe you ended it there.
The 5th one, I didn't love it.
Oh, the 5th one is the best one.
It's been a while. I saw it in
Oh,
theaters.
yeah.
It was very, very long time
The
ago.
5th one was the perfect combo of you had the street racing, the bank heist, and then like some unbelievability. We're now
dragging
these
a giant like safe through the
was good.
city
It gets
of
worse,
plot
though.
Rio de
twist, though.
Janeiro.
you want to see Dom drive a tank on a piece of ice, like an ice rink. It happens and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's so
So-
it's just GTA. Like it's more actually Saints Row. I always used to call it GTA. It's more Saints Row nowadays. So
Dildo gun in there they got.
should be soon enough. They went to space the last movie, so fuck.
So yeah, this is probably gonna make a shit ton of money, and I'll see it one day, but not in theaters. I don't think.
Today's not that day. Taylor, I'll ask you this question because this is what always everyone's worry is: do they bring back Paul Walker? So when I was watching this trailer, and they went to the flashback of Fast 5, and they were showing Paul Walker before I knew it was the flashback, I was like, oh fuck, they did it. They brought him back. These son of a bitches. I really hope not. I know there was rumors of like a deep fake CGI thing. I really don't want that. They did a perfect send off with him. He's passed away. They could at most maybe do like an over the shoulder shot of, oh, he's watching the group. But I like the narrative that he's at home watching his kids, but I don't trust Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel he's here for the paycheck. Once this is done, Taylor and Kirklin, you'll be happy. Did you hear they announced Riddick 4 is happening? So you got that
I
going.
did.
Yeah.
I saw that. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So I just feel like Vin Diesel will do anything to make sure these movies make as much money as possible. If that means getting Paul Walker, the ghost of Paul Walker, in here, it could happen. So I hope not, but I can't for sure say no.
I really think that we'll see Paul Walker come in. I think that they will show Jason Momoa go in and execute him or something like that.
Oh
'cause
my
he's-
god! Not only are you gonna bring
They
him
would.
back, you're gonna have them kill him on screen.
I think they
no,
would. Because
that's
Jason
too
Momoa's
far.
going
The
for
Call
his
of Duty
family.
4 execution scene. That's what they have with Paul Walker.
That's the one where the guy with the sniper just taps the shoulder and then turns around and shoots him.
No.
I
No, I
think
wasn't
though
thinking
that
that. I was thinking the public one from the COD 4 campaign.
I think that if they bring him back, I could see them just using it as like a reason to kill him off, just to create the stakes as to why Vin Diesel needs to be so angry to go up against.
that shot when Momoa's
Momoa.
like this, when he's like,
Yeah.
it's so
This
funny.
is Brazil, just says the same line.
Who's Brazil now? No, it's so funny. They do like this trailer trickery of Vin Diesel turns and he looks. And then Momoa, and then they gotta show Momoa, and he's like this, right? And then when they go out on Momoa, though, he's completely alone, just on a mountain, looking down at L.A. Like, yeah, fuck, like, but like, it's just so funny. Like they make it look like this face off, and Momoa's just standing alone, praising himself. Just I did it. Fuck, man.
That, like you mentioned before, the first thing, like after I saw the trailer, I messaged you, Travis. I'm like, Travis, did you see this trailer? I'm like, holy shit! They did the Jake Gyllenhaal thing from Civil War, and the main thing for me was just like from Fast 5 when they pull the safe out, Jason Momoa is just standing when the safe was pulled out.
So for
Oh my
context for the
God.
listeners and Dylan, so they had that scene where they take out the safe. Now in a movie, that's just they take the safe and they go. But they did the same thing that did Jake Gyllenhaal in Far From Home. That they did here. They edited Momoa to be in the scene, like in the background. And even at one point, they smash a car and Momoa goes in the water. So apparently, in Fast and Furious 5, Jason Momoa was in the car driving after them, and they knocked him off a bridge and killed his family. So they literally
He gets back pay. That's what he's gonna get.
I'm gonna look for him in the when I watch Fast 5 now.
Yeah,
See what
you ain't
vehicle he
gonna
was.
see shit. Jason Momoa is like so distinguishable. Yeah, they barf. I couldn't believe that. And I think something else did that recently too. I'm like, man, fucking Far From Home started a bad trend of just we're gonna barf and put him in there and stuff. But yeah, this looks like fun. I've given up on the series' quality because I think the last ones have been all right. Like I said, I think the first few started very like not dramatic, but more like just street racing, right? And then it got into heists and stuff. And then 4 to 6 is like the sweet spot. Maybe even 7, I'll give it like the sweet spot of, okay, we're kind of in the middle of fun, reality, stakes, a good time action movie. And then once we got to 8, like Fate of the Furious and the last one, and then Hobbs and Shaw, it has just become really over the top. People like Dominic Toretto will just catch cars and throw them at you. Like, it's fucking crazy the shit that they can. This movie too, like he like got I can't remember what, like, didn't he get shot by a bunch of people and then they collapsed like a dam on him or something and he still got out of it? Something like that. But there's always reasons. He's worse than Batman. But what the highlight for me is, I think Momoa is chewing the scenery, and that's what I think I'm gonna have a good time watching. It's just Momoa being a piece of shit, and they describe him as like the Antichrist, who is like the exact opposite of Dom.
They called him the Antichrist.
The director did it in an interview and stuff like that.
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, right. Idris Elba had superpowers in Hobbs and Shaw, right? He was right. I'm Black Superman. Like, so that's what I'm here for. The rest, I like the family and everything, but I can't believe when Momoa's like, I'm gonna go after family and kill them all, where there's like 3 of these people that have been killed and then they come back, like a superhero movie. I can't believe that they're in mortal danger if half these characters die, but then they appear again. So, but Momoa looks like tons of fun. I think that'll be a good time. I think there'll be some fun action there, and it'll just be good to have some popcorn and that. Just watch for the outrageousness and
I said this in like the Discord chat, and I think it's probably gonna be saved for part 2. I think it was Superbad Mike that mentioned it, but I think Momoa is totally just gonna be like part of the family. He's gonna join up and join their crew, just like every other villain before them has all joined. Jason Statham's joined the family and all that. So
I think maybe no, because if this is the last villain, you probably have to kill him, right? Like you can't have him join the good guys, but.
Okay, so is like Charlize Theron gonna join the family picnics now in the backyard?
Too. I think they'll both die.
I think she'll die, and Momoa will easily join the family. Like they'll all just be together saying grace. So
This is La Familia.
Well,
Whatever he says.
look out for at least next year, or at the end of this year, me and Taylor are going to start retroing them. I'm going to take it that Dylan's on that retro, and I'm not sure Kirklin is probably.
I would love to be
50-50,
on that
but-
retro.
Dylan,
I'd love
you
to be on
totally
that
should
retro.
join us, Dylan. It'll be a good
If it
experience.
was like 4 or 5 movies, I'd be down. But I don't.
That's
know
a
if
lot
I
of
need to
movies,
See
too.
11 of
You're
these
gonna
things.
say
You're
like
not ready
2.
for 7?
I'm all good.
I'll
I'll join for 1. You guys can pick what the best one is, and I'll join
Oh,
for that one.
Tokyo
as
Drift.
well.
Fuck, that's a good deal.
Tokyo Drift.
No, I'm not. And then we'd have to have an argument or a conversation, an argument, because I wouldn't put Tokyo
You'd have
Drift.
to-
in
I wouldn't
there.
put
We'd
Drift
have to
in
have an
there either.
argument. Yeah. Or we just put him on the worst one, so then he can just see like how bad, like almost one of the more recent ones is better, because then he can understand like what the shit show it's become, but why people still might like it and stuff, But and then finally we got Ben Affleck's directorial, it's almost a debut, return since Live by Night. It's been a while. I think it's like 2017 or something like that. I think I talked about this a couple newscasts ago, that I'm very excited for this. A great cast, Amazon, they're producing, they've been doing some good stuff lately. It's getting theatrical release, so they believe in this movie. I just think this trailer was not too good. Like, if you look at the movies that Affleck directs, and I don't think it was a bad movie, but Affleck directs like high tier Oscar, Academy Award stuff. Most of his films, the last one didn't get that right, but most of them are very like serious. They're very well directed. This looked very kind of paint by numbers, and maybe he wanted to do this because it's his first movie in 8 or whatever years, so that's fair. I think this is a movie that I think will actually be better when we watch it, or at least when I watch it. But I thought this trailer was kind of like, okay, I've seen this movie before, but it's with actors at least I like, so I'll watch it. And of course I'll watch because I really like Affleck as director, but I don't think this was the strongest showing, even though I think this was smart to put this in front of the Super Bowl because of sports fans and stuff. So I'll be watching it. I'm excited, not because of this trailer.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking this one out. It's up my alley. It reminded me of like sort of the Founder movie with Michael Keaton, like that sort of feel, just with sports vibe to it. I like the actors on screen. I like the movies that I've seen Affleck direct have been really good. So yeah, I think it'll be a good time. Definitely, I think the trailer didn't do anything to like win me over more so than just what the concept is. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm a broken record tonight. I don't really care about this trailer.
Super Bowl
None of these trailers did it for me tonight.
I thought for sure we at least begin the Marvels. I thought there was gonna be something. Really
I know.
juicy on the Marvel side,
I was banking on that, so I think
Yeah.
that's also taking a bit of a wind out of the sails. But no, I think to me like this seemed like a very once again kind of generic sort of movie, and I do like the cast and whatnot, but I just feel like I've seen this movie with this structure and this style of dialogue so many times before, so nothing really stood out to me. I also like culturally don't care about basketball or any of this stuff, so it just doesn't really appeal to me in that way either. So I don't think I'll be checking this one out. And I also, man, like this is like just an awful title. Like what a bad movie title.
Air.
Yeah, just not
what's
good.
the subtitle again too? It's courting the icon. It's like, oh, I get it. It's basketball. Air courting the icon. Yeah.
Yeah, no
It's not the
good,
greatest.
no good.
And I hate it because I thought they were gonna do something clever with it, but when they're like, what do you think the name's gonna be? And he's like, what about Air Jordan? And then Affleck's like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen that joke done
Exactly, right? That was one of those
million
things.
times.
Yeah, million, and especially in a trailer too, and the last
Yes.
shot of the trailer. Like
Yeah.
it's just, come on. What are you
And I was
doing?
expecting to have like, okay, they're gonna do something to spin it. Like he's gonna be like, yeah, I love that, and then that was gonna be the joke that we were expecting he'd go the other way. But no, it was just exactly of no, I don't know what that. It'll grow on me, you know. So Taylorfield, end off the night. Are you excited for? Obviously, you got Amazon Prime, so you could watch if you don't watch in theaters. But is this gonna be one you'll be putting on the watch list or?
It did something that kind of piqued my interest. I don't know what it was.
Momoa's in the background.
Momo was just superimposed in the background.
Yeah. These shoes.
This is basketball. I just I do. There's a
Was
little
that
Italian on
accent?
there.
I was doing Momoa. And, yeah. They have some scene where Momoa just beats Michael Jordan in basketball. Yeah. Fucking kid.
This is basketball.
It goes sound like George St. Pierre, actually. This is basketball.
From Montreal.
I don't know what it is, but there's something with this movie that has definitely got me intrigued. I definitely want to watch it. And
Something
What do you
in the
think it
air.
is? If you could bottle that, yeah.
It's
think
something
it's
in
Chris
the
Tucker.
air. He smells.
Oh, yeah.
it's probably Chris Tucker.
Oh, it's Chris
yeah.
Tucker. You saw that. You're in. Marlon Wayans. You know, lots of
Marlon
guys.
Wayans is another one. Yeah, like
Bateman.
Marlon Wayans, like I'm definitely a fan, but like lately, like some of his stuff, I think the last one I watched was like that Halloween
not good
Street
stuff.
one on Netflix. It was definitely not the greatest. And he's done that like comedy show too, where I think they do pranks or something, or they put like celebrities in VR or something like that. Another like bomb show. So yeah, it's just I'm not bomb show, not stuff I'm really like jiving with. Chris Tucker though, like
I want Taylor's review on that poster. Another bomb show.
That could be fun, positive, or negative.
Yeah, it could
shows
be,
the
right?
bomb.
Could
Shows
be.
the bomb. Netflix, another bomb show. But you were saying about Chris Tucker?
yeah, Chris Tucker. Oh man, like I don't think he's done anything recently. Not that like I've been aware of. So I'm just like to have him back doing something like this, and hopefully that Rush Hour 4. So there's my excitement,
He's getting
and just
back
seeing
up.
I guess Matt Damon in this role, just like he's just. Obviously, he's in a shitty kind of like situation. He's just trying to really like sell these shoes. Like no one knows what a fucking Nike is. Like I'm gonna make sure everyone knows what a Nike is. Like I'm curious. I've never owned a pair of Nikes, but I mean maybe I'll buy a pair after I watch this movie. Who knows?
I gotta support this upstart brand after
Yeah.
Taylor sees this movie.
Support the little guy there, Taylor.
And man, like I think it works in the movie, but also that wig they throw on Affleck, fuck man, that was not looking the greatest and stuff like that. But Yeah, well, also too, I was gonna ask, what's that movie? Because I know you would have liked it. Is it called The Wall with Matt Damon, where he's like fighting a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
of creatures?
Pedro's in that too.
That's what I was gonna ask. Pedro's in
The
it. right?
Great Wall.
The Great
That movie,
Wall.
I watched that not too long ago. Oh fuck! It was like 2 a.m. I was like, I need to watch something after playing Warzone just to simmer myself down. And the Great
Watch
Wall.
The Great
Willem
Wall.
Dafoe's in that too, so we'll
Is
be able to
he?
watch that.
Oh.
Yeah, for the Dafoe retro
Well,
where
well,
he's in.
We're trying to get movies he's starring in and stuff like that. Is he the
Oh, he's a
villain
big
in it?
role. He's a big role.
Is he the villain? Okay, so he's the twist
Spoiler
villain.
alert.
He's not supposed to be the villain, but he is. Okay, that's fair.
He's got
Anytime-
motives.
Anytime you see Defoe, you go, "Oh, he's the villain," and then when he's not, you're like, "Oh, that's a surprise." Hence John Wick. Well, we did it. Like I said, a bit smaller than we were expecting. Like I said, there's teasers out there, but there wasn't much to break down with the indie ones. And that's the problem. You never know what you're going to get. But yeah, I was happy we could at least talk with the Guardians and the Flash one because that's some big stuff there. So big thank you to everyone tuned in. We'll be back later this week with a plethora of casts, but most importantly, we got Ant-Man later this week. So if you're into any of that, we will be doing a full-on spoilers review of the movie, the end credits, update you on the Marvel draft, all that good jazz. Get some points on the board. Thank you for tuning in. When you hear from us next, not be boring.
Bye-bye.